Okay, so we're back. It's been a long time. I know that probably, I don't know if it's been a year, it might be that long. Because after a certain point, obviously, not much changed majorly on these railways. So when we're looking to the Japanese railway, quickly talk about other railways as well. Excuse the rain outside. It's well, the weather's something. It's like really warm one day and then chucking it down the next day in October, November. So if you're living here where I'm from, you know it's not what it's like. So anyway, obviously my double O railway. I'll quickly back to this. The Wimbledon railway. Not much has changed there apart from this stuff gets fallen off the wall and stuff. That's annoying. But nothing's really changed there. It's only limited to what I can do. I also got some new trains and stuff, and old sold trains, stuff like that. So limited is what I can do at the moment with the space how it is. So you can see the APT on there. I'm actually meant to do a video with that on. It's fits around this corner, but it's a bit too, with the way the power is connected there, it's not great going down the other corner. So if I'm going to keep the railway like that, I'll probably wire that. If not, we hope at some point I may be able to extend this, but that's all other things. Then I'll change the track layout anyway, so yeah, it's one of those things. But anyway, we'll swing off. Sorry about that, I had to stop for a few minutes because it actually got terrible out there, so it's too loud. Okay, back to what I was talking about. Obviously not a lot of major changes on this railway, and there's not a lot more as it stands I could do, and that's fine. It's kind of what I want it to be. It's not perfectly like a real town or city, etc. It's a representation, and it gives me a chance to run my trains. I've got the main loop, and I've got the inner loop, which is more slow because it has to go up and down hills and the tight curves. And you can see I've got a class 50 running now. It's not where it should be, and then another new train. Mainly I bought a few new trains recently, and there's one there, steam train in the car park, because it was. I'm going to be changing some trains around at some point, so it was just there for a minute. So if I can remember from last time, and I won't. So mainly, it's just like there's a few like since your children in the play area, stuff like that. I got a few more people, so there's a few more, and they've been stuck down. So there's a few more people populating places, stuff like that. A few minor details changed. There's a few more people in the my shadow in the shop there, and I bought a few detail packs. Used some of the stuff, but not all of it. So, like in the station here, there's a few. Try and get the light. There's a few more like post box and drink machine and stuff like that, the phone box, etc. So there's a couple more stuff like that. Just died around, had a few extra details, and there's a few more people and cars, and that's mainly what I'm adding. Going back now. I'm possibly still thinking about lighting, but obviously it's a bit harder to get under here. It's maybe in the future, maybe if it gets moved to a different place, and moved around, or we can get it under easy. I might put some lights in, but that's won't change. Running in the lights won't make any difference, obviously. And then I think because it's been started, not finished, but the farm's pretty much finished. There's some deer in the temple. See them. Stuff like that. And then also we've got some telegraph poles. They sort of start there, go along this street here. So that's another extra detail. Stuff like that. I think that's probably mainly it at the moment, really. Oh, and of course that's the main thing. I've stuck these back down. They don't go all the way around. I may get some more to here, so it's at least here, but though. That gives me an area to put trains on. I've got in the station, into the tunnel, the overhead lines. The overhead, the power there. Obviously these, took them out so we could do work, and as most of the work's done, and most of these pop out, some of these are glued in because they fall out, some go in easily. So they're all in, but they are actual pain, because some obviously keep falling out, and then when you're trying to, like this train's in the platform here, coupling this up here, and trying to get coupled. And some of them have in it like this glass fridge guy, and it's a normal coupling and they're easy, and then some have got well, not a complicated coupling, but it's more. This is where the coupling is. You have to be careful not to obviously break them. I've had a couple almost broken in the box, but it's easy to fix. But then, because it's in there wrong, and then the one next to it is wrong, I put back together wrong, and it came out, and then I realised one's wrong, so I had to fix them both, and they went back together fine. It's just because of the size about, it's not a nice thing to be messing around with. So I kind of half want to take them out, or maybe stop it here, give them a bit more room. I want to leave them in because of the detail, and that's why I haven't, I thought about originally, put any more to here, because I wasn't going to do the back because of the room, and realistically if I want to try and do any work or rescue a broken down train, I don't want to be have to be tangling these out as well. So that's I think at the moment I'm not doing anything else. I bought a few more trains, I might buy a few new trains. At the moment I've just got my eye on a few things. If I see any detail pieces I'm going to go with some. Obviously easier if I go to a shop where the sound is, but it's also a bit harder here because not many places stock the Tomix stuff. Some places stock Tato, but not many places stock Tomix stuff, so it's hard to find that. Yep. So really this won't be the last update ever. I can probably say that before, but it's going to be like, there's not really many. And majorly if I had some major stuff, I might do some videos of the trains running obviously, and stuff like that. Again, just the way it's built obviously, right, adding another thing next to it, or behind, yeah, I'd have to rip the track up to connect another piece together. So, there we go. And one last thing, I actually bought this mini vacuum off Amazon. Was it 20, somewhere around £20, wasn't too bad. It actually worked really well. So actually vacuum, just using this because it's a lot harder with a bigger vacuum obviously, or if you're using like other methods obviously don't get all the dirt up. This is, I get everything up but it gets a lot of it up. And just once it hasn't been done for a while, did this and this was full. And then the trains working really well, especially if you clean the track afterwards. So I've gone every so often, I just did a small clean before I did this. You probably don't see any dirt from this angle anyway, just to give the tracks clean and other stuff, and then every so often I'll probably give a massive clean, and I did it with the other railway here. Actually I think it might work for some of the stuff I've got in my room and on display. I might actually clean them instead of have to take in everything down. I can dust around them and vacuum them with this. So I'll give that a try at some point. So I'll show, before we go you'll see a shot of these trains running around, one down there, and then I'm going to have to put this away, so it's going to be fun. So I'm going to get the class 50 running to get a bit of running, and the steam town bit of running because they're newer. So if they don't need a running, I'll just give them a quick run, and then I might set something else along up, like my Shinkansens up, something like that afterwards. So pop that back down, and then thank you for watching the update.